Hello everyone, Sai here, welcome back. Today we're playing LiE or DiE. It's New Year's Eve, so if I release this on New Year's Day, then I'm sorry, but you've been trudging across the barren countryside for a while now. It's been raining this entire time, but here in rain, that's quite normal. Okay, so this is supposed to be a comedy. I don't really know, but it's like a comedy with a bunch of different endings. The description had a bunch of uppercase letters in random spots. That could probably mean something. I don't know. But yeah, if I don't release this until January 1st, then I'm sorry for not uploading since last year. I'm sorry for that joke as well. Alright, you've been trudging crap, blah blah. Okay. At the moment, however, it is raining, especially hard, to a most uncomfortable degree. Yet the moon is still visible high in the sky, casting light over the hills. Up ahead, you can see the silhouettes of the strangers you've been following, although you've been careful to keep a distance from them. Very slow. Text. Scroll. Ing. You're waiting for an opportunity to approach them and get them to trust you, as this is what you were hired to do. So we're on a mission? Okay. There's not been any opportunities to gain their trust so far, though, due to them spending all their time wandering along the stormy countryside. You can't just run up to them and be like, "Trust me now." That would never work. And it needs to be an organic introduction that you've I can't even read that, orchestrated artificially. Also, 91% of you aren't subscribed. Just saying, that would really help me out. This stranger is potentially quite dangerous. If you mess this up, they might kill you. Wow, that's dark. If they don't, then your employer might kill you anyways. Okay. While you're so absorbed in stewing over the situation, the silhouette ahead of you passes over a hill and disappears from the sight. You hurry after it. Oh, okay, I was like, why is the text not going? As you cross over the hill, you look down the road to find that the stranger is completely gone now. Well then. Wait, I just noticed this, but this kind of looks like a window. Like we're viewing it from a window. I don't know, but kind of looks like it. Very oddly shaped window, though. Oh, maybe you're like a car. Cars have that. As you cross over the hill, you look down the road to find that the stranger is completely gone now. Well then. Oh wait, we already read that. Meanwhile, the storm is getting worse. Not unlike the metaphorical storm brewing in your head as you realize you're probably screwed. I'm pretty sure it says sword. Yeah. Nothing bad here. Seriously, this is a very hard text to read. Scanning the surrounding hills, you can't see the silhouette anywhere, but it's still getting difficult to tell with the rain and wind pelting I accidentally clicked. You quickly scramble down the hill in desperate search of your mark, only for something to suddenly make impact with the back of your head. Ouch. That must have hurt. Hello? Oh. Hey, there we are. Oh, I'm adorable. Am I an elf? Like, what is this? Nacho chips? Wait, is that a Minecraft chest in the back? Regaining consciousness, you are overcome with a headache, but feel a wave of relief since you have once again found the individual you've been following. This is the stranger you were hired to kill. Taking in your present circumstances, I thought he was like just stealing a present. You deduce that your arms and legs are currently bound. and the stranger has a very disgruntled look on their face. This leads you to conclude that the only one in danger of being killed right now is you. We got that right now. Oh, I can click over here. Okay. Stranger apologized for having ambushed you, explaining that they did it after noticing you were stalking them across the hills. Wait, so that's not us, that's a stranger? Okay. I mean, it's called Lie or Die, so I assume they're lying. You decide that you should clarify, be quiet, clarify. You point out that you were not stalking them, you were following them. You try to sound as rational as possible, but they still look back at you like you're a lunatic. Yeah, because following them and stalking them are literally the same thing. The stranger goes thoughtfully silent. You take this time to appreciate the incredible derelict cabin you are now trapped in. The storm is still raging outside, and through the window you can see seriously, have larger text next time you make a game. And through the window you can see the countryside you were just recently walking around in. Whatever species this stranger is, you've never seen before. So I was right, it is an elf. Although it generally resembles your own, you can confidently presume they're likely female. How can you presume that? You don't even know if it has the same anatomy as us. Might be all men for all we know. While you are distracted by trying to determine if the stranger is. She suddenly asks if you're hired to do this by a corpse wearing yellow. That's pretty specific. You're talking about the man in the yellow hat, I know him. You assume she is not talking about you being hired to stare at her, instead referring to you being hired to stalk her. That happens to be a funny I can't read that. I'm just gonna skip past that. I can't read it. Considering you were literally hired by a corpse wearing yellow tunics. That's hilarious. You should probably be completely honest. Lie so you don't die. It's called Lie or Die. The corpse in yellow prepared you for this with the advice Lie or Die, and you find yourself to be extremely partial to the former over the latter. Unfortunately, you don't have much experience lying, so you just kind of blurt out whatever nonsense you can possibly imagine could get you out of this mess. Before your mind can catch up to your mouth, you've already explained that the reason why you were following her was because you were working up to the nerve to ask her on a date. Aw, that's adorable. There is a brief silence before she questions you why you would want to ask her about a specific time. Quickly realize she doesn't seem to know what it is. You opt for lying some more, just telling her what a date is. You awkwardly describe how a date is the process of attempting to form romantic connection through arranged social interaction. She looks even more confused with your choices now. Yeah, because even I barely understood what you were talking about. But so are you really. This seems like the best way to gain her trust, you think. It takes a bit for her to actually register the situation. Eventually she mumbles that the two of you could hang out or whatever. You're feeling practically desperate, emotionally. In the wake of this opportunity for friendship or honestly social interaction at all, you were consumed by an overwhelming affection. What? Something about getting paid enough to live forever? No. What you really want right now is to befriend this little blue punk. Yeah, exactly. You recall something about your employer warning you that her species has the power to manipulate others into being nice to them via a quality known as cuteness. Yeah, that's where I can Now you aren't exactly sure if that's what is happening to you right now, but you are totally all up in this friendship situation regardless. You made up a story, and now you're actually following through with that story. Why? Why? The entire time you've been going over this in your head, you have just been vacantly, staring at her vacantly while her ears twitch nervously in response. Alright, no more screwing around. It's all or nothing. Time to befriend this person who currently has you tied up on the floor. Befriending. Start. To break the ice, you ask if she's purposely being cute. You ask her if she doesn't like that. Radiating cuteness to subconsciously manipulate you into liking her. She says no, looking annoyed, but clearly flattered. She suddenly counters, questioning what your species is. Your answer is whatever you want it to be. Ooh. She laughs at your shallow attempt to flirt with her. At first, you think she's pleased, but then you realize it didn't genuinely build your connection with her at all. Yeah. You follow up by asking her if she's really a girl, where she's traveling to. I mean, both of these are, this is kind of rude. I would not ask this in a conversation. So, but I kind of need to know. She's gonna get angry. Oh, they don't answer. Instead, they just silently stare at you until they suddenly begin to cry. Unfortunately, you were still tied up to the floor. Any second now. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have asked that. Yeah, probably not. Amusing. Alright, I'll get back to that I'll get back to that position last. I'll get back in a second. Okay, we're back. So let's ask her where she's traveling to. She tells you about her quest to reach the moon, but doesn't mention why she's doing it. You talk about how your species usually spends lots of time traveling too, bonding. This is fun. You can't really recall having ever talked to anyone like this before. Me too. I can't even recall the last time I've ever talked to a girl. Yeah. Wow. Anyways, it's a weird feeling not being alone. A gust of air blows through the window. You're just starting to enjoy yourself right when she abruptly asks whether you are still planning on murdering her or not. Oh, you forgot about that entirely. Your reaction is to play it honest and cool. Play it honest and cringy. I feel like cringy would be like saying a bad pickup line, but this one would be like, no. In all fairness, I can't even think of anything cool that would to say at this moment. Cool and cringy. Honest and cringy. You aggressively begin to push about how the only reason you took the job was because you were desperate for what your employer offered. That's the honest part. So probably something after. Although she originally looked quite perturbed, she appeared more curious now than anything. She questioned what your employer offered. That was so appealing. You spiral down into a long explanation about how your species survives by absorbing moonlight through their skin as sustenance. There's a moon right over there. Just stand in the corner. Normally, your species migrates along with the rotation of the moon to ensure they are always in its direct gaze, and thus can absorb the most moonlight. However, you're too weak and slow to keep up with the rotating gaze of the moon, which means you will eventually die from lack of exposure to pure moonlight. The corpse in yellow promised that the unique spring only her species knows the location contains the power to sustain any moonborn being forever. Tricking her into revealing its location is your only chance of escaping inevitable death. She seems quite moved by your story. Her gaze becomes vacant with concern. You're worried she might think this is all just a lie. The wind outside howling faintly. Almost as if she heard you thinking, she suddenly becomes angry and starts shouting about how you're just trying to, I use her, I guess, to calm her down. You appeal to her loneliness, appeal to her compassion. Wouldn't that be the same thing? Assume to her loneliness. You start to babble about understanding how she feels, that being lonely just makes it even more difficult to trust people, which just makes you more lonely. Finding yourself ranting about your own problems again. By the time you've mentioned how much you don't want to die, you are already in tears. Honestly, your self-esteem couldn't get much lower at this point, considering this whole situation that you've put yourself in. Amidst your sobbing, you find her wanting the ropes around your wrist and ankle, untying. I don't know why I said wanting. Freeing you from your grip. As you sit up, you can see her cringe like she's expecting you to attack her now. You rub the tears off your face and just look up at her for a while. Eventually she relaxes and seems comfortable again. We're besties now. She tells you that as badly as she wants to reach the moon, it can wait a little longer, she says. She'll lead you to the spring. You tell her you're fine with that. Oh, we got the fool ending. Let's try to get another one. Okay, so I tried a few different options, and I finally found one where now we're playing cards. I don't know why, but now we're playing cards, I guess. You feel a little scorned that she trusts you that little now that your hands aren't bound. But then again, you still blatantly trying to trick her. Yeah, we're trying to trick her into thinking that we're nice this time by being a jerk. She lets you take the first turn of the game. Okay? You play the card. Adverse aversion, weak threshold, adverse aversion. You actively adverse aversion, which causes you to automatically win the game once you've successfully played 3 social type cards. She takes her turn and plays Endless Empathy, which causes any cards either of you play to affect the opposite target than they normally do. Knowing that what you know about your own deck, you feel a rising sensation of dread over this. Now you play the card Dark Secret or Leaky Thoughts. Dark Secret. You activate Dark Secret. This social card forces your opponent. Oh, wait, if I right click, the whole thing appears. Yeah. Or in this case, to admit a specifically grim secret about yourself. You admit nervously. You admit you've previously tried to drink blood before when you were looking for ways to avoid death. It didn't help though. She looks surprised, saying that her species exclusively drinks blood now in order to live forever, and it works for them. Well, now you're certainly jealous. Yeah. Now it's her turn. She plays the card Petty Sacrifice. This card allows her to draw 3 new cards. She slaps herself 3 times. Which means, because of Endless Empathy, you now have to slap yourself 3 times to gain 3 cards. Skid sure is a jerk. Yeah, look at that smug face. Ow. Ow. You proceed to slap yourself 3 times and you draw 3 cards. It wasn't worth it considering that your own cards now work against you. You play the card, Deepest Scar, Jovial Jest. Deepest Scar. You activate the social card Deepest Scar, which is going to force you to talk about the worst moment in your life that you can remember playing this game. Which, despite your species having an indefinite lifespan, being unable to effectively migrate is eventually going to cause you to die. She goes to say something back to you in response, but stops and just stares down at her cards instead. The match continues for a while longer. You spend most of the time with your own cards until it eventually causes you to lose. By the time it's over, you've told her an overwhelming amount of obtuse personal things about yourself due to her own card effects. She asks if you want to play again, but this time she swears she won't use her endless sympathy card. You agree. Okay, eventually you completely forget about the whole tricking and murdering her thing. Incompetent ending. Oh, I got my full face here. I do look like her. Though in all fairness, I kind of look like a female. Wait, am I a tiger? That's cool. That's cool. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you'd like to see more games like this, then please leave a like, subscribe for new, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.